Gael Clichy's decision to step away from France U21 backroom feels less like a resignation and more like a deliberate switch in gears. This is a player who has already won the highest prizes on the pitch and now wants to find out whether he can win as the person making the calls. He spent 2 years alongside Thierry Henry and then Gael Batical, a rare apprenticeship at an elite national setup that taught him how training plans, match-day rhythms and man management really function behind the scenes. Yet even after years absorbing knowledge, he was candid about the limit of the assistant role. "I told Thierry Henry from the start that I would be the best assistant possible, but I don't want to lose myself in an assistant role." Those words explain everything. He learned deliberately, but he never intended to become comfortable in the shadows. Offers have arrived from clubs in Europe and from across the United States, a predictable response to a man with Clichy's playing pedigree and a recent coaching apprenticeship on his CV. But reputation alone will not open every door. He must validate his coaching degree next December in Wales, a procedural milestone that will determine the range of roles immediately available to him. What makes Clichy's story compelling is its mix of timing and texture. He was reportedly days away from signing for Paris FC when Thierry Henry called and rerouted him into coaching, a near miss with the pitch that ultimately led him down a different path. Even now, the idea of returning for one last tournament has lingered. He plans to take part in the 2024 Paris Olympic Games as an overage player, a detail that reveals a man divided between two instincts: the urge to lead from the touchline and the itch to feel the grass under his boots. One more time. Those elements make his pivot more human than tactical. This is not a cold career calculation, it is a personal test. He has already signaled urgency. "I want to test myself to quickly know if I would be a good coach," he told Clichy, words that read as both a challenge and a strategy. The practical reality is that clubs evaluating him will weigh elite playing experience and the cachet of working at international level against the simple fact that he has not yet built a resume as a head coach. That gap is the risk he is choosing to take. A risk many modern ex-players now accept as the price of finding out whether their ideas can translate into wins. If you step back, Clichy's move fits a wider pattern in football where celebrated players accelerate their managerial paths rather than spending a decade as understudies. The market rewards boldness when it is combined with credentials, and the Wales coaching validation will be the document that transforms possibility into eligibility. Where he might land next is an open question. A patient club willing to cultivate his ideas, a national youth team searching for identity, or a project in a league that values pedigree as much as potential. Whatever the doorway, the immediate measures of success will be brutal and simple: results, squad buy-in, and the ability to translate his philosophy into performance. For Clichy, this is more than a job hunt. It is an attempt to define his post-playing legacy on his own terms. Leaving a comfortable assistant role risks failure, but not trying to find out would be, by his own admission, a loss of self, so the football world will watch with curiosity. Will the man who patrolled the left flank for the biggest clubs be able to command a locker room, map out game plans and survive the pressure of headlines and results? The ingredients are there: elite experience, a focused apprenticeship, public clarity about his aims, and the humility to put paperwork and qualifications on the priority list. What remains to be seen is whether a club will match his urgency with the opportunity he needs. For now, Gael Clichy has chosen agency over comfort, and in football that decision turns quiet apprenticeships into headline stories. His gamble, to stop being the best assistant and to become the person who makes the final call, is a narrative that blends personal courage with professional risk, and the coming months will tell whether that bet on himself was wise or simply brave. Regardless of the outcome, the move marks a clear moment of transition, a celebrated player stepping forward to find out if his tactical voice can one day be heard louder than his goals were.